Hi guys, welcome to my videos. So guys, as we know, the government of Canada has extended the flight ban from India and Pakistan. A lot of people have their flights cancelled. Some of them are trying for alternative routes, but considering the situation over there, it's not an easy task at this moment. Now, because of this, in this video, I'm going to talk about my opinion, like who are mostly affected. Well, every case is different, so definitely it's not simple to say like who is affected and who is not, and up to what extent. So I'm just gonna share my opinion in this video. This is not any sort of legal advice. This is just my personal opinion. So guys, when it comes to impact of travel ban, first of all, we need to understand that this travel ban is not travel restriction. Both are different. Do not mix them up. Travel restrictions say like who is eligible to come and with what documents and under what circumstances. And this flight ban is banning flights those who are directly coming from India and Pakistan. It is not related to the other travel restriction. Alright guys, so in my opinion, as you know that if you are a COPR holder and you are not an immediate family member of Canadian region PR and some other categories, then if your COPR was issued after 18 March, you cannot come. Okay. So a lot of people had their COPRs expired. Of course, it is valid from 1 year from the day of your medical. So we saw later last year and earlier this year that IRCC was contacting these people who were impacted like this, and they were extending the medical for another 6 months, and they were giving some extra time to these people if they can come. In the same email, we saw that they were asking the people, they were telling the people that it may not be possible for them to extend the medical again. So now, if somebody had flight scheduled this month and this extended period expiring, what are they going to do now? Are they going to contact IRCC again? Is IRCC going to listen? Ideally, they should listen. Ideally, they should do, because everyone understands that these candidates, those who are coming from there is no mistake of them. So how it works is something really important. So let's see how things go down the line from here. But as I have said in other videos as well, like at this moment, I don't see any possibility of removing the restrictions soon. Although the vaccination numbers are rising, and in terms of the percentage of people who have received at least one dose of approved vaccines, Canadians have gone above US. But if you compare the population and rate and all, they are far ahead. Of course, that makes sense. And they have like far ahead population of those who have got 2 dosages. For that, we are still very behind. But yes, the way it's going, hopefully will be there soon. So when the government is trying everything to restrain and restrict the growth of this virus, or to control the spread, at this time I don't think they will take any extra risk considering the variants found in India. So if that comes here, it will be again difficult. Although, as I have said, like things are improving, but the government is really very cautious. In Ontario, we have 3-phase plan. Saskatchewan also has a vaccination data related plan. Quebec has allowed some additional activities. So every province is working as per the situations over there. But I don't see any possibility of doing anything too quick, because the government is really cautious, and the federal government is gonna see the situation in all the provinces, what is allowed, what is not, and then they're gonna take the decision. Of course, this travel ban is imposed by the federal government, not by the provincial government. So in my opinion, these people, those who had their COPR extended because of extension in medical, these are the most affected people, because when it comes to students have the option to study online for some time. So definitely considering that this situation, colleges will offer them something, so they can hold on for a few months. Of course, every case is different, so I cannot say for a particular case. Similarly, if there have been cases of spouse sponsorships, those who had their COPRs expiring this month or whatever, they would be in like very much stress, because although there is no mistake of them, they really have no idea if IRCC will extend their COPR or if they have to go through the whole process again. I believe that they don't have to go through the whole process again because it's not their mistake, but God knows, because I don't have any information, because I don't have any legal or official information about it. This is just my opinion. Visitor visas are anyway closed for tourism and other recreational activities, so we will not even discuss that. But there are some compassionate reasons. Those who need to come for compassionate reasons, like people were applying for authorization through PHAC, Public Health Agency of Canada. So those who had approval from PHAC to come, or those who had sought travel authorization to come, so all these come with a validity date. So you have a visa, you have your travel documents, but these authorizations do come with an expiry date. So if you are not able to come, you can reapply for sure, but I can understand the pain it takes. So hopefully things do come in control, because in some places in the world we are seeing that they are now coming out of the bad things. But hopefully this goes to the whole world and things do improve. Thanks for watching.